Okay, I am recording the video right now, and I'm trying to get rid of this stupid tab. Let's see. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Okay. Um, what I've got up here is I've got my Zoom, but that's not really what I want. I'm gonna come over here and I have a problem. Chapter 6 homework. So this is perpetual, very different than periodic. So we got perpetual inventory. And we have a lot of it already completed. Somebody, actually, am I on the right one? I don't think I am. This is 6603A. It's this one. Yeah, there we go. Large preview in a window. Now I'm going to have it right. Okay, so I got some information already here. Which one is this? That's the one we want. Okay. Okay, these are all algorithms. So yes, I am looking at somebody else's homework because they asked me a question. And so I pulled it up, but I'm not going to tell you the person is. They said, hey, I'm not quite sure about this. So can you help me? And I said, sure, I can. And so I just wanted to see I wanted to see this down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and this is the 3-month period. We're using perpetual inventory. So perpetual inventory means that we are going to update our inventory every time we buy something or sell something. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it, and I'm going to take it over here. Okay, so that's the information that we have. Now, we can do this a couple of different ways, but I am going to try to set it up like the book does because it's just easier for you guys to see it. And so, let's see, that's fine. That's fine. I'm looking at the formatting. We're going to go ahead and take that out so it spells it out. Okay, and I'm going to want this. Okay, so we got date. Let me just see if I can do this. If I can do this, that'd be great. Copy. We'll find out. Ha ha! I love it when things works out. Okay. How did they purchase? How sometimes they do things that are so stupid. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you guys things that I think is important. Okay, so I'm going to grab this quantity right here and I'm going to cut it and I'm going to paste it right after the purchases. And I know this is kind of more of a bit of an Excel lesson. Same thing with unit cost. I just ranged it. I'm going to cut it and I'm going to paste it right here. Same thing with total cost. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this pretty. So it looks more professional and not just thrown together like some kind of crazy stuff, which is what it looks like to me right now. So we got cost of, okay, we're gonna have to grab this one. We're gonna cut that puppy and we're gonna paste it here. And then we're gonna go quantity, cut and paste it. Here, okay, I got some spacing issues. Let's get that set up correctly. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this for every single one of these. So, you know what'd be better if I just go. That's a whole lot faster. I can even just type them in myself and delete. And cost of goods sold, total cost. And so this is going to be inventory quantity. This is going to be unit cost. And this is going to be total cost. Now, one thing about perpetual inventory is, when we had to keep track of the two separate prices, we don't do that in our weighted average. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make everybody a nice even number like 12. See, looks good. And what I've done here is I went ahead and I'm going to unmerge that. So boom, it's right there. Good. Looks lovely. Okay. So I've got this information. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into your homework now. So the first thing we have is January 1st, 1/1. And that is, it's going to drive me nuts. I don't want it to be bold. I really don't want it to be Calibri either, or Calibri, or whatever they want to call that crazy thing. I'm going to open up my soda because somebody needs to have their soda. Okay, so our inventory quantity right now is 7,800 units at $74 a unit. And I'm just going to do this because I just don't feel like plugging it in. Now, I'm also going to come over here because this will drive me completely nuts. Okay, good. So that's exactly what I got. Okay, I'm going to leave my new cost alone right now because it's still going to be $74. How do I know that? Well, I can take, you just saw me do the multiplied, but I'm going to take this and there we go, new cost. Okay, on January 10th, we purchased how many? 23,400 at $84. And let's go ahead and multiply this out. I mean, we can use the information from up top, but I like formulas. Okay, so here we go. We got 23,400 at 84. There's my total, 1,965,600. And now we've got to turn around and plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to take that 7,800 and I'm going to add it to the 23,400. And that's the total units that I have. I'm going to take this total cost and I'm going to add it to this total cost. Okay. Well, what's my new cost? I can go like this. I take my 2.5 million divided by the 31.2. I got 8150. So actually, I don't even need this because you guys aren't going to care because you're going to see it immediately. So there's my new cost. Now this is giving me a warning that my formulas are not consistent, which is true. It's not consistent. So we had a sale. Now I don't care about this 148, but I am going to make it a pretty color of green. And then these right here, I'm holding down my control key so I can highlight multiple cells. And I'm going to make those, let's make them blue. Okay, I just wanted to point out these sales price because we're gonna have to think about that in a little bit. So on January 28th, let's go ahead and sell these goods. Now, how much did we sell? We sold 11,700. What's going to be the cost of units? Well, the last one was 8150. So let's go ahead and use that. Okay. And because I love my formulas. Okay. Now what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to take out this 3120 200 and I'm going to have to subtract what we just sold, which was 11,700. I'm still going to utilize that cost, that weighted cost, and I'm going to drag down my formula. Okay, so that's January 28th. Now let's go January 30th. And I'm having fun. I do like doing these. And just because I like doing them, just remember that I'm a whole lot older than you, and I've been doing this for a longer time. So it makes sense to me because I've done it so much. And when I say that I've used this, I've done periodic and perpetual, all it is that I practice more than you guys have. That's it. That's the only difference. So we're going to go ahead and take that 8150. It's not changing. It won't change until we have another purchase. Okay, what are you doing? Plus J8, you know what, maybe, oh, I know what I did. I need to redo my formulas. Plus this times that. Was wondering what was going on there. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And 2, 5. See, it's good that, guys are sitting here and you can see that even I make mistakes. And what do I do when I make a mistake? I go fix it. And 8150. All right. Drag down that formula. I'm going to go plus this minus this quantity, which was 10% of that. It's still going to be 8150. I'm going to drag this formula down. And there we go. Okay. So now you guys have seen the first set. Let's go ahead, and on February 10th, we had another purchase. So I'm going to roll this up just a tad bit, just so that it's a little bit prettier on the eyes for you guys, not me. Okay, I purchased 56,160. Make sure I have that incorrect. I do. And my total was 86.5. And I could copy this formula from above, but it's just as fast for me to do it there. Now remember, I have a new purchase, so that means I need to recalculate that weighted average. So I'm going to take that 14 and I'm going to come over here. Boom, there it is. And then I'm going to take this total up here and I'm going to add it to this total here. Boom, there it is. Yeah, these are songs that I used to sing when I was a kid. Okay, 85.50. That's our new weighted average. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so we have two more. We got 16. So we have sales. Let's see, 28,080. And we're going to go with 85.50. I can hear my son. He's playing the bass. He's such a cool mama jama. I love art. And so I've always encouraged all of my children to be involved in art. So, okay, that looks good. Okay, then we have the 28th. He's doing his keys or whatever scales. Okay, 2,6,520. Okay, still going to use that 85.50. That's my weighted average. Huh, it filled in automatically for me. Great. 42 minus this 26,520. That gives me that plus that. It's filling in for me. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. Okay, that's all I got to say. Some things I don't know what makes it do something on one thing and not on the other. That's above my pay grade. So 3/5, 3/5. We have a purchase of 46,800. at 88.5. So again, find out what that is, times that. And I'm going to add it. Add the two total costs together. Now I'm going to take this total cost divided by our total quantity, and I got 87.75. That's our new weighted average. So we have a sale on, let me go over here, 314. Come back. Okay, 31,200. And okay. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and subtract that. Plus this. Minus that. Less that, because that's not going to change. And then, of course, plus this times that. Okay. Now we have another purchase, and I'm going to go ahead and roll it up again just because it's getting kind of ugly on the eyes. And so we have on 325, we purchased 7,800 of whatever this happens to be at $89. And let's go ahead and get that calculated in here. And I'm going to add it to my inventory. Now remember, I'm going to take my total quantity and add it to my purchase quantity. Then over here, I'm going to take my total cost and add in that 69,400 from the purchases total cost. Then I'm going to take my inventory total cost, divide it by that one, and I have 88. Excellent. Okay, almost the last day of the month, 3:30, and we had another sale, and that sale was 27,300. Okay, the cost, my weighted average is going to be 88. I'm going to go plus this times that. That's really nice, isn't it? I'm going to take the cost of goods sold quantity and multiply it by the new weighted average and get my total cost of goods cost. Okay, now I'm going to subtract it. And my son heard me talking to myself, and he decided he must come in and find out what on earth is going on with me. They thought they thought my accounting finally went crazy. Okay, so what do we got going on here, guys? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a nice, gorgeous line right here, just because I want to. And let's see, where is it? There we go. Okay, so I want to know how much inventory was available. And I don't know if these are if these are the questions or not, but I'm going to go ahead and available. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in here. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to take the sum of these, okay? And then on the back end of that, I'm going to add in the beginning inventory. I'm going to do this so that we can see the whole number. And there we go. So this is what our cost of goods sold is. I'm just going to abbreviate it because that's how I like to roll. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here again to that sum, and I'm going to sum all of this. And then I'm going to put our ending inventory. And it better be, or I have done something wrong and I need to go and check. These two, in fact, I'm going to make them a nice yellow. That should balance. That's my ending inventory. So now I know how much I had available. I know my total cost of goods sold, and I know my ending inventory. Okay, that works out perfect. Now, let's do some other things here. Now, you notice that I went up here and I put the green and the blues. So these are the green. I'm going to go ahead and color that again. Color me green. I think it's that one. And the blues were a lighter color. I'm holding down my control key and ranging those just so that I can, whoops, I don't want to do that. I want to do that just so that I can do them all at the same time. And I might be off in my color, but I don't care. It's still blue. So I know that these three sales were sold at $148. And so I could theoretically go my first sale. Okay, so I'm going to plug it up here. I sold my sales price, my quantity. Let's get the Q in there. Quantity, and this is my total. Okay, I'm going to throw a little. I like having space between some things, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I know my sales price was $148. My quantity, let's go ahead and let's grab that. So I'm not going to do the quantity right here of my total cost. I'm going to do the quantity right here because what I want to figure out is what were my sales. Do that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply it by that. There we go. There was my total sales. That was my first one. Okay, and that looks about right. You know, I was kind of going, woo, that COGS is 11 million. That's only 2 million. So this second cell better have a lot in terms of the quantity. Second cell. Okay, now the second cell price is 158. Okay, let's plug that puppy in. And I'm again going to do this, but I'm going to hold down my control and I'm going to go this one, and this one. Hit enter, it gives me my total. This is my formula. I'm going to drag it down. So I went and found that little black box or black cross and drug it down. And this is going to be my total. And I am going to sum it. I could also go plus, but I didn't. Okay, well, that looks good. Now, if I wanted to be really picky to just double check everything and make sure that I was, my information is what it is, I could erase that. No fill. Come in here and I could double check myself on my quantities. I should have sold 130 to 60. That should be on my quantity. Okay, hang on. What are you doing? Why is this doing B? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why it's doing B. I must have had my. There we go. Much better. Okay. See, one of my formulas was incorrect. And by going in here and doing some double checks, I figured it out. Okay, I'm going to sum all of this. And so I see 134, 160. And I'm gonna take 134,160 minus this one over here. Hang on. Plus the 7,800. Okay, these two balance. Let's make them orange. Okay, so I know right now that I am double checking my figures. I'm going about different ways of trying to figure, my figures out. I'm double checking my quantities, making sure everything balances. And I can go here. This is going to be 30, 130, 260. I can already see that in my head. Okay. So I have my ending inventory already in here. You guys don't have to worry about that. I believe that is one of the questions. But what are my sales? Get up one. Sales is going to be this lovely number. Okay, I'm doing just a regular old standard income statement. Okay, we're going to take out our cost of goods sold, 11,207,040. And then we end up with our gross profit. Why do they call it gross? I know, it's so gross. That's because this is how much income we made, but then we have to take out all the other expenses. And when we see what's left, we get grossed out. Ah, I'm so funny. Okay. There we go. Everything is balancing perfectly. And that's how you do it. So this is me doing weighted average with your problem. I think it's 6-3A. And I think it's algorithm, so you guys don't have to mess with it. I'll throw up the spreadsheet into the Canvas as well. And you guys can have some fun with that. And we know our ending inventory right there. Okay. It's all nice and pretty. And I have all of the questions you'll ever want to know in reference to your inventory on weighted average. The reason why we call it weighted average is because we take into consideration not only the cost, but also the number of units. So I could, if I really wanted to be crazy, I could go 84 and 74. So what's in between there? Well, it's going to be 79, but that's totally different here, isn't it? I can come up here. Let's just do average. There, 79. It's not taking into account that we had 7,800 units at 74 and 23,400 at 84. So that was, these units here cost a whole lot more, $10 more than these ones up here. And so that's why we call it a weighted average, because we're taking into consideration not only the price, but also the quantity and the total cost of each batch. Batch being purchases. Okay. I am done. Say fini. And I'm going to let you guys have some fun.